What happens when a golf legend who conquered every green on earth builds an empire worth over $1 billion without even swinging a club full time anymore? Tiger Woods, once the kid prodigy with a perfect swing, is now a global brand, a business powerhouse, and one of only a few athletes to ever cross the billion-dollar threshold. From jaw-dropping endorsement deals like Nike, Rolex, and TaylorMade to real estate holdings that include a $50 million oceanfront mansion in Florida, Tiger's wealth is more than just prize money, it's legacy-level capital. Even after near career-ending injuries and a public fall from grace, he's rebuilt not just his game, but a financial kingdom richer, smarter, and more influential than ever. So how did Tiger go from the fairways to Forbes' richest lists and keep the world watching through every swing, stumble, and comeback? Let's dive into the past paradise of a man whose name still makes headlines and whose fortune keeps growing even when he's off the course. The paychecks that Dwayne Johnson receives from Hollywood make headlines. The year 1972 marks the birth of an iconic actor, Dwayne Johnson. It was a wrestling family that he was born into. Rocky Johnson, his father, and his grandpa were all professional wrestlers. During the early stages of his family's financial troubles, Johnson has disclosed to the world that his family had been evicted at one point and that they frequently lived paycheck to paycheck. Johnson was a football player at the University of Miami until he was cut from the Canadian Football League, CFL, after being undrafted in the National Football League, NFL. 1996 is the year that Johnson rebrands himself as The Rock in the WWE. He became a popular favorite due to his charisma and his abilities. Johnson became a WWE superstar through the years 1999 to 2004. He began to dominate in the ring, won many championships, and became the face of wrestling during the late 1990s and early 2000s. The first time he crossed over to Hollywood was when he made an appearance on Saturday Night Live in the year 2000. This was the beginning of his career in Hollywood. He had his film debut in the year 2001 with The Mummy Returns, in which he portrayed the role of the Scorpion King. Despite having limited screen time, this picture was a very successful box office triumph. Johnson set a new record for a first-time main actor when he earned around $5.5 million for his first major part in the film The Scorpion King 2002. After leaving WWE in 2005, Johnson went on to pursue a career in acting full-time. The Rundown 2003, Walking Tall 2004, The Game Plan 2007, and Race to Witch Mountain 2009 are some of the films in which he served as an actor. During this time period, while he was still developing his flexibility and brand as a bankable star, he normally made between $5 and $12 million for each picture. This garnered him a moderate level of success, but it did not yet qualify him for elite-tier payments. With the release of Fast 5, 2011, Johnson became a part of the Fast and Furious franchise. His popularity in Hollywood has skyrocketed as a result of this film. It is widely acknowledged that his performance as Luke Hobbs was responsible for reviving the series. His early responsibilities in F&F paid him anywhere between $10 and $15 million. Now let's talk about the main box office hits where he made huge paychecks. San Andreas, 2015, which earned him $25 million, was one of the hits. Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, 2017, was another smash. It was a global success that brought in $962 million. Now let's talk about other commanding wages that broke records, such as the one he received for Jungle Cruise 2021, during which he made approximately $22 million, and Black Adam 2022, during which he got approximately $20 to $25 million, in addition to his participation in the production and promotional bonuses. After the release of Mission Impossible, Tom Cruise's net worth skyrocketed. Born in the year 1962 in Syracuse, New York, Tom Cruise is a well-known actor who has pursued a career in the entertainment industry. During his childhood, he was raised in a Catholic household that was a member of the working class. The early difficulties he encountered included growing up with dyslexia and traveling about quite a bit due to his father's unstable employment situation. Both of these factors contributed to his early struggles. It was the movie followed by Taps, 1981, and Breakout in Risky Business, 1986, that gave him his first break in the Hollywood industry. Another film in which he appeared was Top Gun, 1986, in which he played a role. The fact that he made approximately $2 million as a result of this image is one of the first significant paychecks he has ever received. The film was a huge hit all over the world, and it was this movie that catapulted him into the realm of international superstardom. He was able to gain commanding main roles and earn growing profits as a result of his performance in films such as The Color of Money, 1986, Born on the 4th of July, 1989, and A Few Good Men, 1992. These films provided him with the opportunity to become a successful actor. Approximately $3 to $8 million was the amount of money he made for each film during this time period. The year 1996 is significant because it is the year that the first installment of the Mission Impossible franchise, titled Mission Impossible 1996, was released. The back-end arrangements that Tom had made at the time brought in around $70 million, which was a record for the entertainment industry at the time. Both the film Rogue Nation, 2015, and the film Fallout, 2018, were huge hits at the box office all around the world, with each picture bringing in more than $694 million. In terms of back-end and production arrangements, Cruise made roughly $75 million, or in excess of that amount. Cruise was firmly established as one of the few remaining pure action stars as a result of his performance in Top Gun: Maverick, 2022, which resulted in his undertaking more of his own stunts. He earned roughly $25 to $35 million every picture in addition to his paycheck. In spite of the fact that it was delayed because of the outbreak, it performed exceptionally well at the box office, grossing $1.5 billion all over the world. Cruise agreed to take a reduced starting payout of $13 million, which may be regarded his highest paycheck in his whole career. Even after the conclusion of the Mission Impossible saga, there is still a great deal of enthusiasm and anticipation. It is predicted that Cruise will earn a minimum of $40 million or more, in addition to large profits on the back end of the transaction. During the course of more than 3 decades, it is estimated that Tom Cruise has profited between $600 and $700 million from the Mission Impossible franchise as a whole. The majority of Tom's film deals are still under his hands, which is a rare occurrence for performance in the modern world. Additionally, he makes sure that his rights, merchandising, and back-end arrangements are all under his control. Tom does not own any firms that are considered to be auxiliary. The wealth of Leonardo DiCaprio establishes a new standard for the industry. In 1974, Leonardo DiCaprio, a famed actor, was born in the city of Los Angeles, California. It was a humble home where he was brought up by a mother who reared him alone. Early on in his career, he appeared in advertisements and instructional television series. There was no Hollywood link for Leonardo. He began his career in the film industry from the ground up. Growing Pains, 1991, was the television show in which he made his debut. He had his first important role alongside Robert De Niro in the film This Boy's Life, 1993, and after that the industry started treating him seriously as a dramatic actor. Although it was a modest role, it marked his breakthrough into mainstream entertainment. At the age of 19, he was nominated for an Academy Award for his performance in the film What's Eating Gilbert Grape, 1993. Although he was only paid $75,000 for his work, he gained reputation and respect. Titanic, 1997, the film that became a worldwide hit, earned him $2.5 million up front, then went on to earn more than $40 million in back-end earnings. He experienced a significant rise in both his worldwide fame and his prospective earnings. In order to steer clear of the traditional Hollywood blockbusters, Leonardo declined roles in superhero and action pictures. Instead, he concentrated mostly on films that received positive reviews and collaborated with directors of the highest caliber. Beginning with Gangs of New York, 2002, followed by The Aviator, 2004, The Departed, 2006, and Blood Diamond, 2006, the cooperation with Martin Scorsese has become increasingly successful. His earning potential expanded, and he began commanding $15 to $20 million for each film. Additionally, he utilized smart strategies to deploy back-end points on selected films from the beginning. He received an upfront salary of $20 million for the film Inception, 2010, while his back-end and box office share earned approximately $60 to $70 million. The film grossed over $830 million globally, making it one of his most lucrative movies. The producer of The Wolf of Wall Street, 2013, had to take a pay cut in order to get the film produced. The back-end earnings more than made up for it. The first payment was $10 million, but the profits and producer credits brought in extra money. He has various residences in Los Angeles, New York City, and Malibu. His performance in The Revenant, 2016, earned him a payday of $20 to $25 million and the award for Best Actor. After receiving 5 nominations in the past, he finally took home the Oscar, which boosts his stature and brand worth. Then Appian Way transforms into a production house of the highest caliber. Among the first-look deals that Appian Way has signed are with Apple TV Plus and Sony. These deals provide secured revenue in addition to equity in the performance of streaming services. $50 to $80 million is the estimated annual income for the years 2021 through 2024. The wealth of Brad Pitt is a topic of discussion in 2025. In 1963, Brad Pitt was born in Shawnee, Oklahoma, but he spent his childhood in Missouri. He is now a famed actor. His family was of the middle class, and they had no connections to the Hollywood industry. In order to pursue acting in Los Angeles, he left his studies at the University of Missouri, where he had been studying journalism and advertising, 2 weeks before he was scheduled to graduate. In the early stages of his career, he worked odd jobs such as being a driver and a mascot for El Pollo Loco while he was auditioning. It was in the late 1980s when he made his first appearance on television shows such as Dallas and Growing Pains. During the year 1992, he was a rising star and acted in a number of successful films, including A River Runs Through It, 1992, Legends of the Fall, 1994, Interview with the Vampire, 1994, and Fight Club, 1999. Over the course of this time period, his earnings increased from $500,000 for early parts to more than $10 million by the late 1990s, and by 1999, his new net worth was between $30 and $40 million. The biggest roles that he was offered were in Troy, 2004, which paid him $17.5 million, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, 2005, which paid him $20 million, Ocean's 11 franchise, which paid him $10 to $15 million per picture, Babel, 2006, and The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, 2008. He had a variety of performing roles and producer credentials on films such as Moneyball, 2011, World War Z, 2013, and Fury, 2014. He frequently accepted lower wages in return for back-end arrangements. He made approximately $25 million for his work on these films. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, 2019. He was awarded the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor, and his compensation was $10 million. Back-end pushes income higher. After that, Plan B takes over, and he becomes a formidable force in the world of streaming entertainment and prestige movies. Let's talk about his real estate and lifestyle assets. He has a $40 million property in Los Feliz, a beach house in Santa Barbara that is worth $3.5 million, and an estate in France called Chateau Miraval. It is said that he had acquired assets worth more than $300 million. During the lengthy court struggle that surrounded Chateau Miraval, Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt each held ownership stakes in the vineyard that was valued at $160 million. Jolie transferred her stake to a third party, Tenute del Mundo, in 2021. Pitt launched a lawsuit about the transaction, claiming that it was carried out without his knowledge. Eventually, Brad was able to reclaim possession of Miraval. His wine business, which has global sales and expansion into luxury goods, Miraval Studios, perfumes, and so on, continues to bring him profits until this day. Significant costs associated with legal matters, yet money is typically retained. Although the estimated financial damage was anywhere between $30 and $50 million, the net worth continued to increase as a result of production income and back-end partnerships. He reportedly sold to Media One for a price that was thought to be $300 million. Brad Pitt kept a minority ownership and creative power, and he received a significant cash injection, which caused his net worth to skyrocket beyond $400 million. Especially when it comes to back-end arrangements, The sources indicate that he currently makes between $20 and $25 million for each starring role. There is a lot of attention paid to George Clooney's net worth. It was in the year 1961 when the well-known actor George Clooney was born. That year holds a lot of importance. In the latter half of the 1970s, he began his career as an actor by making appearances in small roles on television comedies such as Roseanne and The Facts of Life. He went on to be a successful actor. In the years that followed, he established himself as a prominent actor in the industry. It was in the year 1994 when he was offered the chance to portray the character of Dr. Doug Ross on the television show ER, which was broadcast on NBC. He had his big break right there. He made the equivalent of over $100,000 for each episode during the period when the program was at its most successful, which was a huge amount of money at the time. During this time, the show had its greatest level of success. In the years that followed his rise to recognition on television, he transitioned into the film industry and went on to have important roles in films such as From Dusk Till Dawn, 1996, Batman and Robin, 1997, and Out of Sight, 1998. He also went on to have a number of other successes in the film industry. During the latter part of the 1990s, Clooney had amassed a net worth that was in the many millions of dollars. This was mostly due to the fact that he had worked as an actor throughout his whole lifestyle. Due to the popularity of the film Ocean's 11, 2000, and its subsequent sequels, the actor was able to amass a substantial amount of wealth throughout the course of his career. These films were successful at the box office, which resulted in large remuneration and profit sharing for the companies involved. At the beginning of the year 2000, Section 8 Productions was created. This year marked the commencement of the company. With the purpose of producing films such as Good Night and Good Luck and Syriana, for which Steven Soderbergh was awarded an Academy Award, a company was established with the intention of undertaking the production of these films. It was in collaboration with Soderbergh that the company was formed. The total value of George's luxury real estate holdings is estimated to be in the tens of millions of dollars. These holdings include homes in Italy, including Villa Oleandra on Lake Como, Los Angeles, Mexico, and the United Kingdom. He has directed and acted in big projects such as The Midnight Sky and The Tender Bar, which have won him a substantial pay and producer credentials. He has also directed and acted in similar ventures. In spite of the fact that he is a person who is particularly discriminatory, he has participated in both elements of these flicks. He makes a large financial commitment to the cause of human rights advocacy through the Clooney's Foundation for Justice, which he and his wife Amal formed together. This foundation is the vehicle through which he does this. The findings that have been published in major financial publications, such as Forbes and Celebrity Net Worth, have led to the projection that his net worth will be somewhere in the region of $500 million in the year 2025. Scarlett Johansson's wealth has become a topic of intense interest. Scarlett Johansson, a well-known actress in Hollywood, was born in 1984, making the year 1984 a notable year in the history of the entertainment industry. Scarlett Johansson began her career as an actress when she was still in her teenage years. She made her debut in the film North, 1994, which she appeared in for the first time when she was only 9 years old. She achieved both critical acclaim and popular recognition as a result of her appearances in films Manny and Lowe, 1996, and Ghost World, 2001, which brought her more attention than she had previously received. She received both critical acclaim and interest from the general audience for her performance in the film Lost in Translation, which was released in the year 2003. Her career took a huge turn for the better when she was cast in the film Lost in Translation, which had the potential to greatly raise her earnings. This event represented a key turning point in her career. She was able to establish herself as a credible star by virtue of the films in which she appeared, such as Match Point, 2005, as well as her breadth of acting abilities. I was involved in the production of the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, 2004, and one of the positions that I played was that of a voice actor. Scarlett Johansson made her debut in the Marvel Cinematic Universe with the film Iron Man 2, 2010, in which she played the part of Black Widow. This was her first appearance in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. As a direct result of her participation in 9 films that were a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, her earnings became significantly more than they had been previously. The 2010s were the decade in which she rose to recognition as one of the highest-paid actresses in the world. Her climb to prominence occurred throughout this decade. She was reportedly paid between $15 and $20 million for each film that she appeared in while she was working in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This information comes from many various accounts. It is estimated that she made more than $75 million only from Marvel. The total amount that she made was presented here. In the year 2021, Scarlett filed a lawsuit against Disney, challenging the decision of the company to make Black Widow available on Disney+. Specifically, Disney was the target of the complaint. In her statement, she claimed that the movie had an effect on her bonuses, which were calculated based on the amount of money she made from box office receipts. As a direct result of this, the settlement that they negotiated between themselves was for more than $40 million, which brought her fortune to the forefront of public attention. The issue involving Disney has resulted in a variety of disagreements over equitable compensation, most notably with relation to women who are engaged in the entertainment business, both in the public and industry sectors. These disagreements have been brought about as a result of the Disney case. According to Forbes, she reported a total income of $56 million in 2019, making her the highest-paid actress in the entire globe. Because of her earnings of $40.5 million in 2018, she became the highest-paid actress in the world. It is estimated that by the year 2024, her net worth will be somewhere in the region of $165 million to $180 million. The financial comeback of Johnny Depp continues to garner headlines. Johnny Depp, a famed actor, was born in 1963. His career debut in the industry came in the form of a role in the film A Nightmare on Elm Street, which was released in 1984. This was his first performance in Hollywood. As a result of his involvement in the iconic television series 21 Jump Street, which he starred in, he was also considered a teen idol throughout those years. His reputation for performing roles that were unconventional and out of the ordinary was created by his work in films such as Edward Scissorhands, 1990, which he participated in. The fact that he was consistently praised by critics does not change the reality that he did not meet the criteria of a mainstream blockbuster. Given that we are discussing his wages, we can say that he has a steady work schedule in the film industry, and his incomes are average. It was during this time period that he gained greater reputation for his artistic ability than for his overall commercial appeal. Johnny was chosen to play the part of Captain Jack Sparrow in the film Pirates of the Caribbean: The Curse of the Black Pearl, which was released in the year 2003. In the years that followed, the series went on to become a phenomenon all over the world and a monster at the box office. Although he made more than $300 million from the Pirates series alone, he also starred in other successful films such as Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, 2005, and Alice in Wonderland, 2010, for which he made between $50 and $55 million. However, the Pirates franchise was not the only thing that brought him financial success. His estimated net worth reached its maximum height in the middle of the 2010s, which was somewhere between $400 million and $450 million. This was the highest point of his wealth. During the year 2016, Amber Heard filed for divorce from Johnny Depp, claiming that he had assaulted her. It was estimated that he had 14 residences, a private island, and luxury vessels, and that his monthly expenses amounted to $2 million. It is estimated that his net worth has drastically fallen to anywhere between $100 and $150 million as a consequence of legal bills, settlements, and lost income. Later on, in 2022, Depp filed a lawsuit against Heard, demanding $50 million. A total of $10 million in compensatory damages and $5 million in punitive damages were granted to Depp as a result of the lawsuit. He carried a substantial amount of support from the general people. The fact that he was given a renewed multi-year endorsement deal for Dior Sauvage, which is reportedly valued more than $20 million, makes it one of the most valuable fragrance deals ever signed by a male celebrity in the history of the industry. His net worth was estimated to be somewhere between $200 million and $250 million by the middle of the year 2025, according to reports. following the resolution of most of his legal troubles, he was able to return to earning money from sponsorships, touring, and film. A lot of people in Hollywood are talking about Robert Downey Jr.'s net worth. The illustrious Robert Downey Jr. was born in 1965. He participated in the cast of the Saturday Night Live show as a member of the cast. Not only did he receive a nomination for an Academy Award for his performance in Chaplin, 1992, but he also won the award for Best Actor at the British Academy of Film and Television Arts. His performance was based on actual life challenges. At the height of this period, it was believed that his commanded escalating pay in the late 1980s earned between $500,000 and $1 million every film. This salary range was at its highest point during this era. Not only did he withdraw from big studio projects, but he also had a tough time finding work due to concerns about insurance and liability. He was unable to find work, only appeared in films that were produced independently or for limited periods of time on television shows such as Ally McBeal, 2000 to 2002, which was discontinued owing to more legal concerns. His estimated net worth was less than $1 million at its lowest point, and his income was not even close to being recorded. His finances were in a state of disarray. It has been reported that millions of dollars were spent on rehabilitation, legal defense, and fines incurred by the defendant. After a period of time, he returned to acting and, with the assistance of his friends and his producer wife, Susan Downey, he was able to get his life back on track. Through his appearances in the film The Singing Detective, 2003, his credibility was progressively rebuilt over the course of the subsequent years. His willingness to pay fewer upfront fees was an indication of his dependability, and he agreed to do so. Once more, he was successful in establishing himself as a professional, and he was also effective in creating solid ties. It was in 2008 when he was cast in the character of Tony Stark, which was a role that was regarded to be dangerous at the time. It was the success of Iron Man, which was a big smash, that led to the establishment of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU. During that time period, the cast of Iron Man received a base pay of $500,000, and in addition to that, they received bonuses that were depending on their performance. The picture Avengers Endgame 2019 alone is said to have brought in about $75 million for him, according to reports. During the duration of his career in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it is estimated that he made between $150 and $400 million. A home in Malibu, which is located in Los Angeles, as well as a home in the Hamptons, both of which cost several millions of dollars, were purchased by him. According to reports, he did not have a particularly strong performance in the picture Dolittle 2020, but he nevertheless managed to make more than $20 million for his work. The development of a comprehensive investment portfolio in the domains of technology, real estate, and green energy was one of the strategic moves that he made. He did this in a covert manner. At the moment, it is anticipated that his net worth in the year 2025 will be somewhere in the range of $350 million to $450 million. Reese Witherspoon's wealth has caused a sensation on the Internet. Reese Witherspoon, who is currently working as an actress in the entertainment industry in Hollywood, was born in the year 1976. She had only turned 15 years old when she made her debut in the film The Man in the Moon, which was welcomed with early appreciation from the film's reviewers. After that, she went on to reprise her roles in the film A Far Off Place, which was released in 1993 and centered on the lives of young people. Since then, she has been in a number of films in a variety of roles. During the year 1999, a satirical comedy was released, and it was for this film that she was nominated for the Golden Globe for the very first time. The movie was a comedy with a satirical tone. As a result of her major position in both acting and screen presence, she was able to establish herself as a top candidate in the competition. This was mostly due to the fact that she was known for both of these aspects. In 2005, the film Walk to the Line was released, and Joaquin Phoenix was her co-star in the film. The year 2005 was also the year that the film was launched. She played the role of June Carter Cash in the film, which was one of the characters she represented. As a consequence of her success in winning prizes such as the Academy Award, the Golden Globe Award, the BAFTA Award, and the SAG Award for Best Actress, She has established herself as a serious and bankable actress. She has also won the Golden Globe Award. In addition to that, she was awarded the SAG Award for Best Actress. It was claimed that by the year 2006, she had made between $15 and $20 million for each film, making her one of the most well-paid actresses in the history of Hollywood. Her earnings were reported to have reached this particular level. The films she directed brought in between $15 and $20 million in revenue. It was reported that each episode of The Morning Show generated a total of $1 million in income. This information was derived from the comments that were made. Her company, Hello Sunshine, became one of the most influential women-led media companies. Tiger Woods' net worth makes the headlines. The legendary golfer Tiger Woods was born in 1975 in Cypress, California. Tiger Woods was introduced to golf through his father, Earl Woods, at age 2. He was featured on national TV by age 5. He became the most highly anticipated golfer of his generation. Even before playing professionally, he secured multi-million-dollar endorsements, showing early signs of long-term wealth potential. In 1996, he officially became a professional golfer at the age of 20. Nike deal worth over $40 million over 5 years. Titleist deal for $20 million instantly became the highest-paid athlete in Dorsey. He won the 1997 Masters by 12 strokes at age 21, a cultural and financial breakthrough. By 2001, he won all 4 major championships. Between prize money and endorsements, Woods was earning $50 to $60 million per year by the early 2000s. He continued winning majors and breaking PGA Tour records. He became the world's #1 ranked golfer, holding the position for a record 683 weeks. Brand deals with Nike, Gatorade, Rolex, EOS Sports, Gillette, and more. These endorsements alone earned him between $70 and $100 million annually. By 2008, Forbes predicted that Tiger was on track to become the first athlete to earn $1 billion in career earnings. The personal scandal and car accident in late 2009 led to public fallout and divorce from Ellen Nordegren's settlement estimated at $100 million. He struggled with both personal issues and golf performance. However, retained core endorsements was still financially secure due to past earnings and investments. Forbes confirmed that Tiger Woods became a billionaire, one of only 3 athlete billionaires at the time. Career earnings exceeded over $1.8 billion, with over $100 million in real estate and investments. The net worth of Ben Affleck captures people's attention. A great actor named Ben Affleck was introduced into the globe in the year 1972. He is known for his work in the film industry. It was around the year 1981 when he made his first appearance in the independent film The Dark End of the Street. He was only 9 years old when he was there at the time. His first role in the film industry was in the public television series The Voyage of the Mimi, which ran from 1984 to 1986. This was the beginning of his career in the film industry. He gained early exposure in the industry as a result of this. Later in life, he became acquainted with Matt Damon, who was also an aspiring actor from Boston. Both of them were from the Northeast. On top of that, he was originally from Boston. During that time period, he played in supporting roles in a number of films, including School Ties, 1992, Dazed and Confused, 1993, and Mallrats, 1995, to name just 3 of them. It was in collaboration with Damon that he started working on projects that entailed the creation of music and the composition of songs. At the time, they had just entered their early 20s and were already facing difficulties with their finances. Alongside Matt Damon, he contributed to the writing of the film Good Will Hunting, which was introduced to the public in the year 1977. On the script, they collaborated with one another. The Academy Award for Best Original Screenplay was bestowed upon him in recognition of the outstanding work that he had done. As soon as he was made available to the public, he became a commodity, and his film was able to attract more than $225 million in revenue from all around the world. Ben was able to gather a number of different $1 million that he had earned by writing, acting, and taking advantage of new opportunities. Almost immediately after the film Good Will Hunting was released, he started to see a significant increase in his net worth. Ben began upping his asking price for each picture to between $10 and $15 million after participating in films such as The Sum of All Fears, 2002, and Pearl Harbor, 2001, both of which were released in the year 2002. In the year 2013, Ben was chosen to portray the role of Batman in the film Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice, which was completed and released in the year 2016. In addition to that, he starred in cameo appearances in a number of DC properties and was a part of the Justice League film that was released in 2017. His back-end earnings came from franchise agreements and brand arrangements, and he also collected approximately $20 to $30 million from parts in DC Comics. In addition, he obtained back-end earnings from other sources. That is a significant amount of money. His partnership with Matt Damon resulted in the establishment of the production company that is today known as Artists Equity Company. The major purpose of the company is to provide artists and crews with a percentage of the revenues generated by the company. Through the use of more than $100 million, this project was managed financially. Hollywood is astonished by Chris Hemsworth's high net worth. The year 1983 marked the birth of Chris Hemsworth, a talented actor who was born into our world. Because of his performance as Kim Hyde in the Australian soap opera Home and Away, he rose to notoriety in the entertainment industry. A little wage was paid to him during his time spent working on local television, during which he appeared in 171 episodes. He moved to a new location in order to seek a career in worldwide celebrity. In 2009, he was cast in a supporting role in the Star Trek reboot while playing the role of George Kirk. This role gained him early exposure in the Hollywood industry. He was attempting to make a career as an actor at the time, but he had just a small amount of notoriety all over the world. During the year 2011, he was selected to play the part of Thor in Marvel's Thor, a film that went on to achieve tremendous commercial success. A starting salary of between $150,000 and $200,000 was offered to him. His performance in the film The Avengers, which was released in 2012 and was a great hit at the box office, was one of the leading roles he played. It was his exposure to franchises and the performance bonuses he received that led to the quick increase in his net worth that he experienced. One of the reasons he was making his way onto the A-list in Hollywood was because of his growing profits and increased name recognition throughout the world. One of the films that had the greatest grossing box office profits in 2015 was this film, which also had a role in the film Avengers: Age of Ultron. All of these films were released in 2015. Nevertheless, regardless of the back-end bonuses, it was anticipated that his remuneration would fall somewhere in the range of $5 to $10 million. In addition, he performed in the films Heart of the Sea, Black Hat, and Vacation, which provided him with the opportunity to play a larger variety of roles. The rise in his real estate holdings in Australia and Los Angeles, in addition to the several franchise payouts he got, contributed to the expansion of his net worth. It is estimated that Chris made between $15 and $20 million from Avengers: Infinity War between the years 2018 and 2019. The final installment of the Avengers film franchise, Avengers: Endgame, which was released in 2019, brought him at least $20 million. When he starts producing through his company, Thematic Entertainment, it is anticipated that he would have a net worth of between $70 and $90 million by the time 2019 comes to a close. Byron Bay was the location of the enormous estate that he purchased for $30 million, which is what brought him to the notice of the media. The fact that they generate income from a wide variety of sources is contributing to the fact that their net worth is increasing closer to $100 to $150 million. Following the release of Extraction 2, according to various figures that have been published, Chris's net worth is estimated to be somewhere between $140 and $150 million. According to several accounts, Hemsworth receives a total of $25 million for each film, which includes the back-end salary. Will Smith's wealth still dominates the headlines. 1968 was the year that Will Smith, the iconic actor, was born. He became famous in the year 1985 as a member of the rap group DJ Jazzy and the Fresh Prince, which he worked with. The Internal Revenue Service, IRS, obligations totaling over $2.8 million in delinquent taxes have harmed his early wealth. The year 1990 saw his debut on the NBC show The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He developed into a cultural icon and became a well-known figure. In the beginning of his acting career, he was paid $20,000 per episode, but that soon increased to $100,000. 70% of his wages were taken out by the IRS throughout the first 3 episodes. He had a high visibility despite having unpredictable money at the time, but his career leverage increased quickly. Bad Boys, which was released in 1999, was his first significant film smash. With a $20 million payday, Will was awarded an Oscar nomination for his picture Ali, 2001. He was able to increase his actual earnings per film to more than $25 to $30 million thanks to smart back-end partnerships. Within the year 2007, I Am Legend generated more than $585 million worldwide. On numerous occasions during this time period, he was the highest-paid actor in Hollywood. By the year 2005, Will's wealth had skyrocketed to the point where it topped $150 million. Throughout the 2000s and 2010s, deals were made with Pepsi, Nike, and other companies. He gained the power of the brand across all demographics as a result of his global appeal. He purchased a big mansion in Calabasas that was valued at $42 million, in addition to several properties elsewhere. He made a fortune by flipping properties on a regular basis. His estimated net worth by the year 2015 was somewhere between $200 and $250 million. He got up to $12.5 million up front, in addition to back-end bonuses, for his role as the genie in Disney's Aladdin, which he played in 2019, and the film grossed over $1 billion worldwide. The production of films, series, and branded content for digital platforms continued to be among his activities. The range of his estimated net worth remained between $300 and $350 million. His real estate interests continue to be valued at more than $100 million across the United States. $375 to $400 million is his predicted net worth in the year 2025. Ryan Reynolds' net worth makes the headlines. 1972 was the year that Ryan Reynolds, the iconic actor, was born. Early exposure to him came in 1991 when he appeared on the teen soap opera Hillside. Although it was a low-paying job, it was his first step into the television industry. Through his role in the sitcom Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place, he skyrocketed to fame in the year 1998. In later sessions, his tiny television remuneration was believed to be somewhere between 20% and $50,000 each program. Van Wilder, 2002, was one of the cult comedies that he starred in throughout the year 2002. It was in the film industry that he first started making low to mid six figures. In later years, he developed a sizable fan base and a comic brand for himself. Early in one's career, one gains visibility and credibility, but they do not yet amass significant fortune. His performance in Deadpool 2 in 2016 was a huge success all around the world. Reynolds received a base pay of $2 million in addition to back-end points, which brought him about $20 to $25 million. During this time period, he became one of the most paid actors in Hollywood. Additionally, he earned creative control over the Deadpool series, which increased his ability to negotiate contract terms. By 2018, his net worth had increased to between $75 and $100 million. Based on stock participation and earnouts, Ryan's expected payout is more than $100 million. The combination of his Hollywood presence and high-yield business ventures has earned him a reputation. His net worth has surged to between $150 and $200 million by the year 2021, when he created Maximum Effort, a company that specializes in marketing and production. Mint Mobile was acquired by T-Mobile in 2023 in a transaction that was valued at $1.3 billion. On the basis of his ownership portion, Ryan's reported earnings were greater than $300 million. There is a release date for Deadpool 3, and the expected salary ranges from $20 million to $25 million up front, with back-end bonuses probable. Recently, he has begun producing sponsored material, as well as commercials and streaming programs. His income is reported to be between $350 and $400 million, and he is advertised as the most likable billionaire in Hollywood. When Deadpool 3 is a huge success at the box office, Ryan earns more than $20 million for each picture he makes, in addition to millions from the licensing and streaming businesses. His income is expected to be between $450 and $500 million by the year 2025. Keanu Reeves' humble wealth makes the headlines. 1964 was the year that Keanu Reeves, the famed actor, was born. In 1984, he began his acting career by appearing in independent films and small television shows in Canada. Riper Edge, 1986, was the film that brought him to notice. The film, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, which he starred in and which was his first major hit, was released in 1989. Point Break, which he starred in as an undercover police officer in 1991, was a commercial success at the box office. With respect to the integrity of the work, we declined Speed 2. 1999 is the year that The Matrix becomes a phenomenon in the culture. It was a base pay of $10 million plus back-end compensation. Final profits for the trilogy ranged between $120 to $150 million. The Matrix Reloaded and Revolutions were both released in the year 2003. It is claimed that he donated $75 million to the visual effects and wardrobe crews. It was reported that he had taken pay cutbacks in order to ensure that the crew and co-stars, such as Al Pacino in The Devil's Advocate, were well compensated. A few properties in New York City and Los Angeles were purchased by him. In spite of the fact that he quietly became one of the highest-paid performers in the world, he did not reveal his wealth during his career. His habit of helping people and giving up his seats on subways has earned him a good reputation. Cancer research and children's hospitals received millions of dollars from him in a covert donation. It was in memory of his sister, who had been battling leukemia, that he established a private foundation, still worth more over $100 million, but hardly unnoticeable in the gleaming Hollywood scene. Unexpectedly, John Wick became a hit in the year 2014. His pay ranged from $1 million to $2 million with subsequent sequels. It is well known that he has undergone extensive training in stunts and doing stunts himself. The films John Wick Chapter 2 and Chapter 3 were both successful at the box office in 2017. He later transformed John Wick into a franchise while continuing to postpone salary or bonuses in order to support cast and crew and create great work. His salary eventually increased to $15 million each feature, including back-end deals. It is well known that he is known for taking photographs with fans, paying for meals for the staff, and giving motorcycles as presents. Having regained his earning power, his net worth has increased to between $150 and $170 million. Around the world, John Wick Chapter 4 brought in close to $430 million in revenue in 2023. His compensation is thought to be between $15 and $20 million. A considerable amount of bonuses was once again given to stunt teams and crew. Without displaying any noticeable evidence of excess, his estimated net worth climbed between $180 and $200 million. In the year 2025, it is anticipated that his net worth will be somewhere between $200 million and $230 million. Timothée Chalamet's net worth makes headlines early. It was in the year 1995 that Timothée Chalamet, the great actor, was born. In 2008, he began his career by appearing in short films and television guest parts, including Law and Order. It was only in the hundreds to low thousands of dollars per episode that he earned the usual union scale rates. In the year 2017, he had a role in the film Call Me by Your Name, for which he received approximately $50,000. At the age of 22, he was the third youngest person to ever receive a nomination for the Academy Award for Best Actor. Both critical acclaim and media attention skyrocketed significantly. In a short amount of time, he became a fashion symbol as well as an icon in the independent film industry. As a result of his role in the 2018 film Beautiful Boy, his dramatic credibility was enhanced. He now earns a salary that is barely in the six digits. His net worth was projected to be between $1 and $2 million at the end of 2018, primarily due to his career in the film industry and his early collaborations with various brands. He had partnered with premium brands such as Hyder Ackerman, Starred in the 2019 film Little Women, for which he received a pay ranging from $300,000 to $500,000. His audience base expanded, and he established himself as a box office draw. The year 2020 saw him being cast in the role of Paul Atreides in the blockbuster franchise Dune, for which he received an initial fee of approximately $2 to $2.5 million for Dune Part 1. His role catapulted him to the position of leading man on a global scale. In the year 2021, he made the acquisition of a New York City condo that cost $1.5 million. His back-end participation was reportedly flexible, and his remuneration in Wonka was estimated to be somewhere between $8 and $10 million. In 2023, Wonka was released to commercial success, and it contributed to the generation of more than $600 million globally. Dune Part 2 became a huge success in 2024, and it brought in more than $700 million worldwide at the box office. The performance incentives he received on Dune 2 were in the range of $3 million to $5 million. By 2024, he had grown to become one of the top-paid actors under the age of 30, commanding $10 to $12 million for each film. Around $35 to $40 million is the predicted amount of his net worth in the year 2025. Chris Evans' wealth gets everyone talking about net worth. 1981 was the year that commemorates the birth of the great actor Chris Evans. In the late 1990s, Chris Evans began his career as an actor by appearing in a few modest roles in both television and movies. He first came to prominence with his performance in Not Another Teen Movie, 2001, which brought him a lot of attention, but did not instantly lead to a significant amount of income. In this time period, his income was not particularly high. On a regular basis, he worked in low-paying gigs and resided in Los Angeles in accommodations that were relatively modest. The part of Johnny Storm in Fantastic Four and its sequel was available to Evans in the film Fantastic Four, which was released in 2005. He received his first large payment, which was supposedly in the low to mid six figures, from this franchise, which introduced him to the world of high-budget Hollywood for the first time. It was during this period that he also started making money through endorsements and unimportant brand ads. In 2011, the film The First Avenger, Evans was first hesitant to accept the role of Steve Rogers because he was apprehensive about the long-term commitment and the severe public scrutiny that would be required of him. In the end, he agreed to contract for 6 films, which was then extended. According to reports, his compensation began at $300,000 for the first picture, but it climbed dramatically with each subsequent installment. Evans' salary rose with each Marvel Cinematic film, reaching an estimated $15 to $20 million each picture. This includes any back-end benefits by the time Avengers Endgame 2019 is released. In tandem with his meteoric rise in popularity across the globe, his market value increased in terms of endorsements, brand partnerships, and appearance fees. In the beginning, Evans began working as a producer on a number of different projects, one of which was the series Defending Jacob on Apple TV+, which provided him with stock and back-end earnings. Additionally, he generated capital gains and passive income from the acquisition and sale of luxury residences in the states of Massachusetts and Los Angeles, in agreement with a large number of celebrities who are entering the venture capital niche. His net worth is estimated to be between $110 and $130 million by various media sites. Meryl Streep's legendary career and wealth in the news. The Hollywood actress Meryl Streep was born in 1949 in New Jersey. Meryl Streep showed early promise in performing arts. She graduated from Vassar College, 1971, then earned an MFA from the Yale School of Drama, one of the prestigious acting programs in the U.S. She began her career in New York theater, including productions at the Public Theater and on Broadway. Her early salary was modest, and she often lived frugally in Manhattan. She made her film debut in Julia, 1977, followed by a standout performance in The Deer Hunter, 1978, which earned her her first Oscar nomination. She won her first Academy Award, Best Supporting Actress, for Kramer vs. Kramer, 1979. She cemented her reputation with Sophie's Choice, 1982, winning Best Actress. By the early 80s, her salary rose to the low millions per film. She built a reputation for playing complex women across genres like dramas, thriller, and comedy. Despite many critical claims, Streep, like many women in Hollywood, sometimes earned less than her co-stars. She continued to appear in critically acclaimed films like Out of Africa, 1985, and The Bridges of Madison County, 1995. She commanded between $4 to $8 million per film by the late 90s, making her one of the highest-paid actresses of her time. She began investing in high-end properties, including homes in Connecticut and Manhattan. The Devil Wears Prada, 2006, was a major box office hit and cultural phenomenon. It showed range beyond prestige drama, proving she could lead commercial hits. Her fees rose to $10 to $12 million per major project by the end of the decade. She became a respected public figure, but remained selective about commercial endorsements, unlike many of her peers. She won her third Oscar for The Iron Lady, 2011, and she became the most nominated actor in Academy Award history. Her estimated net worth in the late 2010s was around $90 to $100 million. She starred in high-profile streaming projects such as Extrapolations, 2023, on Apple TV+. As public curiosity grew around celebrity wealth, outlets reported her net worth to be between $100 to $120 million, with earnings from decades of acting, investments, and royalties. Thank you for watching Past Paradise, where Hollywood legends come home. If you enjoyed today's dive into Tiger Woods' net worth, then don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. Got a star or story you want to hear next? Drop it in the comments, and it might get featured next. Until then, keep the nostalgia alive. Bye.
If you've watched the video till here, that means you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notifications bell icon